Good afternoon, evening, everyone. It is Michael. We are doing something much different today. This is a multi-day project video that's probably going to be just one video. This is my Celestron C8 telescope. I love it to death, but it takes up so much space, so I want to build a box to house it in so I can store it in the garage or something. So I've been working up some plans for the box, and we're gonna head to Lowe's to go buy all the plywood so then we can build the box hopefully tomorrow. We're at Lowe's. This is my sister.
Squad fam.
Oh, she's back from college. She's been saying that all the time since she got back.
And why is that?
Because you're a horrible human. I honestly have no idea what kind of plywood I want to get. Originally I wanted to make it out of planks of wood, but for like ease of making the first project, I think it's going to be plywood like this. Obviously, since it's a plywood project, it's not going to be the most pretty thing in the world, but I think it's going to be functional, and that's all that matters. It's the morning now. It is a perfect day out to do some woodworking. So we have the wood, we have all of my tools that I think I'm going to need for this portion of it. The start of this project is as basic as it gets. Cut down your plywood into the size that you need. I didn't have access to a table saw during this project, so the circular saw became my best friend. I just used this long piece of 1x2 to act as a guide, so every cut that I made was perfectly straight, and it worked like a charm. I used a file and some sandpaper to knock off the rough edges from when I cut it, because then I was going to go ahead and start building the box. This is building some of the frame of the bottom to give it a little bit more support so it doesn't fall apart the first time I pick it up. I should mention before I get too far into this that I'm trying to make the box kind of old and beat up and like Indiana Jones-esque. So I don't want any of the measurements to be too perfect. So if they're off a little bit, if it's skewed, if it doesn't line up great, that's all gonna make it look better. If you see me not putting them in exactly perfect, that's why. It's on purpose, it's not on accident. Using those runner bars that I just put on, I attached the sides to those, then I attached the bottom to the sides, so everything was held together with more screws than I probably needed to use. I'm officially sunburned right now. The box is coming along, but my phone ran out of batteries, and that's how I've been filming the time lapses. So there's a chance I'm going to install this beam, and then the sides without filming it. So if you guys miss something, that's all you're missing, is just doing the same process again, but on the sides with smaller pieces of wood that look like this. Quick update so you guys have some context on what's going to happen in this next clip. I have the box made. These are going to be slid down to act as the supports for the telescope. So I'm going to cut out corners here so they fit around the inner brace, and then I'm also going to cut a circle, or as close to a circle as I can get with a jigsaw, so the telescope can rest in there. Eventually I think they might be foam padded just so the telescope doesn't really scratch, but that's what's happening in this next clip. I used a makeshift compass to draw the semicircle, and then using the jigsaw I did my best to cut out the following along the lines. It was not great, as you will see in the next clip. There is a reason I don't like the jigsaw. It's round, almost, kind of, but here's the telescope. This is the test fit. So the bottom looks good. The sides could use some filing. This was one of the scariest parts for me, because this is where the box starts to come together, and if I mess up putting these in, I screw up the whole box. So I have a bar in the center trying to hold it in place, and then I just went along and screwed it as best as I could. After that, I went and drilled the holes for the rope. I'm not going to attach the rope just yet. I'm going to do that after I stain, but I wanted to get the holes pre-drilled so I didn't drill into the stained wood. The last thing I had to build was the lid. This is the exact same size as the bottom piece of wood, and I put some sidebars on so the lid doesn't slide around
as I'm carrying it.
It feels sturdy. That's a good sign. There's a gap. We'll worry about that in a minute. Oh, look at this beauty. That closes like a dream. Okay, can I stand on it? I can. Okay, success. I built a box. Now we get to paint it and do all the fun stuff, like put paint on it or stain on it, and then put the latches on and the rope, and it will be done. This is a huge success. I was not expecting that to work. We just got to screw in that one last little bit of wood and we will be good. I am surprised.
Here is where a lot of people might get mad at me. I laid the stain on thick. Like I said, I want this box to be beat up, I want it to be rustic, I don't want it to look new or good, so I put it on patchy, thick, you name it.
It has been a couple of days. The stain has had a lot of time to dry and cure, so it's time to actually work on the rest of it. We're going to attach locking mechanisms so I can actually hold the lid on. That's going to be these. We have bungee cords so I can strap this into here, and then I have foam that's going to go along the holders.
I went ahead and went overkill with the latches. I put 2 latches on each side for a total of 4 latches. It's more than I needed, but I like the symmetry. Now I'm measuring for the foam to go on the inside. I wanted to glue it, the glue wasn't sticking, so I went ahead and just used a staple gun instead. For the eye hooks, I pre-drilled some holes and I screwed them in by hand, and then I got the bungee cord and popped them open and slid the bungee cord on, and then screwed those in on the opposite sides, so when you put the telescope in, you can crisscross them and hook them.
Here is the finished crate. I attached the latches to hold the lid on. They open up as simple as this. What's cool is they have these spots, so if I want to lock it eventually, I can do that. The lid, can I do this one-handed? Opens up just like that. And inside I have the telescope. I have these bungee cords strapped in a diagonal pattern to hold the actual telescope in place. You saw I put foam underneath, tried to glue it, it glued it in hold, so I used staples. And then just a couple of bungee cords. I don't think these will scratch. This is metal, this is plastic. That should be good. It is a very snug fit, but I like it because it keeps the box smaller. If I want to take the telescope out, I just do that. I lift it up, and I can put it in the mount. I hope you guys enjoyed this kind of different video, but it was a fun one, and it was something that I've been wanting to work on for a long time. If you did, give it a like. If not, go watch another video on YouTube. There's a million of them. I will see you guys next time. Take care.